So this is where we stopped yesterday, correct? So we will have the storage space on the internet server, which we also called as hosting, right? So this is where you drop in the content or information. Okay, so to drop in this content or information, you have multiple approaches. Okay, so one simple approach is, so I'll walk you through that. Where are we? Yeah, right. So when you purchase a hosting space with any hosting provider, they will also give you a control panel. It's something like when you purchase a phone, you will also have the settings option, correct? Where you can go, see, by default they would have given a wallpaper for your mobile phone, correct? The default ringtone, correct? And lot of defaults everywhere, correct? And now they will give you a control from which you can change the ringtone, you can change the wallpaper, you can put it on the silent mode, vibration mode, or you can increase the volume, decrease the volume, or decrease the overall font size of your phone, correct? You can play around with so many options or features available, correct? Exactly the same happens with your hosting as well. Are you all following me? I want to cross check.
Yes, yes,
Sometimes
yes,
I'll be on
yes,
mute
yes,
and
yes.
I don't
Yeah,
realize
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because I'll be on a different screen, right? Yeah.
No,
So
it's fine.
yeah, yeah. So exactly the same happens. See here, for your hosting, there are so many details or information of the controls, right? See, file manager is the place where all your information gets stored. Under file manager, a folder that's connected to the internet, which is usually any server you take, it will be public underscore HTML. This is where you have to drop all the information pertaining to your business or website, right? But how do you drop this information? So the easiest method is upload. You can click on upload, you can select any file that you want and you can upload from this place, but there are restrictions here. Sometimes it doesn't get uploaded properly. Sometimes you cannot really directly upload content or information to the server, right? Heavy files, there will be an issue, right? That's when we use another application called as FTP. FTP, I'll show you how the FTP will be. Okay. Yeah. I have installed, I haven't moved it in the files. So FTP, when you open an FTP, it will be something like this. Okay. So for this, in order to connect to it, okay, so I have, let me show it to you here. So look at this here. There is a website called as Plants Nutrients. Correct? Do you see all of them? Plants Nutrients. Or maybe I'll do one thing. I'll show it to you how to create an FTP account. Let's come back to the control panel. Okay, I am going to create FTP account. Yeah, FTP accounts. Okay, so login. Okay, so it's going to be my name Manjunath. Which domain you want to connect to? Okay, so there is a domain called Canva.pro.
We need to previously add the domain in the C file.
Yes,
Then only you will be showing.
yes,
Okay.
yes, correct. So there is a pre-stage to this. You'll have to see if it is readable by the browsers and if search engines have to understand it on the internet. If you have to store the pass the content or store the content on servers and pass the content through internet network, it has to be in a specific format, in a specific language. So, for example, let's assume all of you here knows only Hindi or only Kannada or only Telugu or only Tamil. So, in that case, I might have to speak in one of these languages, right? Definitely, I cannot speak in English and assume that you will understand it, right? Same way, if you have to store a content, it's something like this. So, for example, if you have to get into a temple, there will be certain basic things, right? Wash your hands, wash your legs, and then only get into the temple, right? So same way, if you have to update any information to the server and you expect it to be readable by the browsers and by the search engines, or if this information has to get shared or accessed from any part of the internet, it has to be always in hypertext markup language, which is called as HTML in short.
So we need a platform.
not platform. We have to wrap any piece of information, any document. So now you are uploading a photo. You cannot upload a photo, just you can upload it to the server, but if you want that photo to be opened by someone else, it has to be in HTML format. Okay, so we are going to learn that part, right? So for example, if you have to communicate any piece of information, so what you will usually do, you will write it on a Word document, correct? This is the second class. This is what I am writing here. But now on the internet server, I cannot put this text as it is. How do I put? I cannot put it in the form of Word document. Even if I am putting a Word document, it has to be wrapped with HTML, hypertext markup language. Are you all getting it?
Yes.
I will show you an example. That's when you will get to know. Okay, so now we will start writing in HTML. So this is the simple text. This is the second class, and if I have to underline this, I'm going to use a keyboard shortcut Control U, correct? And
Yeah, yeah.
Control U again remove the underline, and Control B makes it bold, or Control B makes it unbold, correct? And to make this bold, I'm using Control B, correct? But now when it comes to HTML pages, you cannot do anything as such what you are doing on your web pages, correct? So look at this. Can I select this and do Control B, and will that change? It
No.
doesn't, right? So it has to be changed in a different format. There is a different language to communicate all this. The computer's language is Control B on a Google Doc or any Word document, correct? The computer language is Control B. But when you have to deal it with the internet, you have to update this information to the servers, and browsers has to access and understand this information. You have to always write it in HTML. Let me take a new file, okay, and let me save as I'll save this as February evening class. I'll save this as Feb 24 evening class test page, test web page dot html. It has to be always saved as dot html. So I'm going to save this under downloads. So click on save. Yeah. So now my simple text is, this is the second class, correct? Now I want to upload, or maybe let's say instead of second class, so this is my website, and it's the home page of my website, correct? Now I cannot copy this text and put it on internet server just like that, right? So it has to be wrapped in a language that's understandable by the web. So what I do, which is that language, HTML. So HTML is a beautiful, simple language, which is as easy as playing video games or any games that you play on the mobile phone. Just that you have to get started, right? So HTML, this is the opening tag, and always it will have an ending tag as well. Okay, and now HTML will have two sections, head section and body section, right? And anything that you want to communicate about this web page, you are going to create a web page. We call this as web page. We call this as web page, right? And if you want to communicate anything about the web page only to the bots, or only to the browsers, or only to the search engines, you can update that information here. So maybe title, yeah, this is the home page of the website, and you will not see this anywhere on your website. If I'm typing this is the home page of your website, you will not see it anywhere. I'll show it to you. Now after head, there is the next is body tag, and whatever you put here in this body tag is what's going to show up to you on the web page. So let me copy this, and I am putting that here. Okay. Sorry, did anybody speak? It's echoing for me. Yeah. So did you all get up to here?
Yes.
So now what I'll do is I'll go to this web page and I'll open it. Yeah, look at this. This is my website, and it's the home page of my website. In case, instead of storing this on computer, if I had moved it to a server which is connected to a domain called manju.com, correct? If I have moved this file to, if I had moved this file through FTP or through normal upload from the control panel to a folder called manju.com, when you type manju.com, this is what you would have seen, correct? Now I'll add more lines to this. Let me add, give me 1 second guys. So now what I'll do here, I'll write another line. This is the second line I'm typing on my web page. Save this and I'll reload this. See, if you look at this, I have actually put this in the second line. It doesn't understand the way how Word document functions. So if I have to bring that in the second line, either here or here, I have to add a tag called break tag. So after adding this break tag, you will see that showing up in the next line. See, look at this now, it's coming in the next line. Now I'll add more break tags either here or maybe I'll add one here as well. Anywhere between these two sentences, anywhere you can add a break tag. So reload this. See, now there is more space. Guys, everybody don't get scared. Don't think that this as a coding. So this is the most simplest thing about the HTML which we are trying to understand how web pages are built. You don't have to learn or build HTML web pages. Okay, so don't be worried. Okay, just understand how the web pages are built, and we are not going to do anything beyond this. Okay, but you all understood, right, how the web pages are built? Now
Yes.
a question would have arose on your mind. This web page
Yes.
has
Yes.
only two lines, and when it comes to this web page, it looks beautiful, correct? This has
Right.
colors,
Yeah.
it is attractive, right?
Correct.
Now
Correct.
it's
Correct.
correct. It's something like how we look as soon we wake up from the bed, and how we look after 2 3 hours while we are going to office,
Yeah.
right? So same way here, there is something called as cascading style sheets.
Cascading.
Style sheets in simple CSS, not
Okay.
computer science. After computer science, add one more S,
Okay.
CSS. So simple hypertext markup language. So if you want to put any content on your server or hosting, and if you expect it to be accessible on the web, it has to be in the HTML. You see here .html,
Yeah.
and now it
Correct.
would have
Yes.
been
Yes.
manju.com, or if I'm adding any other page, it would have been .html. Still,
Mm.
you might have seen some. I mean, I'm not sure if you have observed that some of the websites will store still .html. But this is gone. The current technology, you don't have to show .html on the web pages. It might look something like this. And your home
Yeah.
page definitely doesn't show .html. It looks something like this. After home page, if you have about us page, another page, it might look about .html, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Now, what is the CSS? CSS, the full form is cascading style sheets. Basically, that's a language, uh, a script which allows you to instruct the HTML to display content in a specific format with borders, with colors, with font sizes. So you can do whatever you want. You can beautify the web page. Okay. So I'll show you the example of how CSS looks like. And you don't have to learn the CSS also. These are the most basic things to get started, so that your foundation will be good and you will be able to understand everything better on the go. Yeah, let me open one of the CSS file. Yeah, this is how a CSS looks like. If you keenly observe, there is something called as font, display, swap, scroll, behavior, smooth, padding. So padding is basically that gives a spacing here. You see here, there is spacing between logo and here. That is padding, or maybe between this and this, there is so much spacing. That is padding. So not only that, you would see a lot many instructions here. So it looks too cluttery and too difficult to understand, but it is not that difficult. Unknown is always an ocean. Known will be a drop for you, right? So when you learn this, it will be quite interesting, quite easy to do.
How we need to create CSS.
CSS, we have to learn the CSS, and even I don't know the CSS.
No, no.
Okay,
I'm asking how, like,
I'll tell you. See, there is an amazing platform called W3 School. Note down W3 School.
No.
W?
HTML, we can open Notepad. We saving .html, it will convert it as HTML.
You will save it as .css.
Oh, that's it.
Yes. Yeah, W3 Schools. This is an amazing platform, a free platform for everyone where you can practice HTML. See now, I'm writing here and I'm showing it to you here, correct? But here on W3 Schools, it shows next itself. In the same screen, the screen will be splitting. The half of the screen will be your code and half of the screen will be. Try it yourself. Look at this. Try it yourself.
Which one is
So I'll do multiple things. I'll change this to H. See, there are 6 different heading tags in HTML. So which are basically used to increase the size of the text, and it can be increased through CSS also. Let me add a break tag. See, break tag is the only tag that doesn't have closing tag. Break tag and there is another tag. And almost if you look at any other tag, there will be a closing tag as well. For every opening tag, there is a closing tag. Only break tag doesn't have closing tag. Okay, here I am writing ahref equal to. See now you must be seeing view more, click more, read more, correct? And when you click on it, it will take you to the new page, correct? And in order to make it functional, this is what the HTML code is. ahref https colon slash slash cadra digital.com double quotes. This is my website slash a, or maybe just I'll write it as read more slash a. This is called as anchor tag. Okay, and this tag is used to build a hyperlink functionality. Hyperlink, I believe all of you know what hyperlink is. Hyperlink is the text will be clickable, and when you click on the text, it takes you to a new page. Let's run this, you will get to know. See, look at this, read more, and if I click on this, it will take me to a new website. See, look at this, I have clicked on it and it has taken me to a that respective destination page, correct? So this is called as anchor tag. See, as a digital marketer, very few things, very few tags we will get to know and important to understand. One such is this one, anchor tag. Any text that goes in this anchor tag is called as anchor text. Okay, and the final outcome is hyperlink. This is called as hyperlink. So this is a very good website, interesting website to learn HTML by yourself. See, here you are practicing. Learning happens here. There is a lot more you can explore here. Look at this HTML introduction, editors, basic. You don't need any training. Okay. You just need patience and willingness to learn. And you will learn it. And the same platform teaches you cascading style sheets as well as JavaScript as well. There are many other platforms, videos, tutorials to learn all of this. Okay. So coming back.
what are the languages need to learn for the
Website. Yeah, I'm coming there. So one is we all understood to present the content we are using HTML, correct? So we have presented the content here, correct? To present the content we have used HTML, and to beautify this and to make look interesting we have used CSS, correct? So now a web page is a combination of HTML and CSS, correct guys? Everybody?
Okay.
A web page is built using HTML and CSS. HTML is used to present the content and CSS is used to beautify the contents. Correct? And now if you observe or notice, there is additional component on your web page. So that is, so for example, when you click on it, it will scroll. See, look at this, it's scrolling and taking you to the different sections. This is the functional component or interactive component on your web page. And in order to make this happen, you have to write JavaScript. All these functionalities are written in JavaScript.
then what is the Bootstrap? Bootstrap is
The advanced version, advanced framework in the next level of the languages, like higher version. Okay, so for now, you all remember these things. JavaScript is used for functionality or to make the web pages more interactive. You must have seen, right? It says wrong password, try again, correct?
Mm.
So that's happening through JavaScript.
Mm.
JavaScript is one that's validating whether the password provided is it cross checks with the data stored in database and validates. And when you click on this, it's scrolling or taking you to the respective sections because of JavaScript. When you click on this, a pop-up form opens, and that's also because of JavaScript, right? So look at this. You see a form here, correct? That's also happening through JavaScript. Now, if you have to present the content that's readable by the browsers, if you want a content accessible on the internet, you can simply write it in HTML and that's enough. Did you all get that? If you want any piece of content to be made available on the internet, you have to compulsorily put it in HTML. You have to write it in hypertext markup language and upload it to the server. And if you want to make it look interesting, if you want to beautify it, you have to write CSS as well. Correct? Have you seen Wikipedia pages how they look?
Mm.
Do they look colorful, attractive?
No.
No,
Yeah.
right? But then even they will have certain amount of CSS to align the text, to give the spacing to the left side, spacing to the right side, right? So they also use CSS, but limited CSS, negligible CSS. So these two are enough for websites, and that's how the website started back to a few decades. Eventually, people wanted interactive websites. Websites should people should be able to interact with the website, right? That's when JavaScript came into the picture, and they made it more functional, more interactive. All the functional elements on the web page, interactive elements on the web page, are through JavaScript, right? So if you are learning HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, you are a front-end developer, software developer, a front-end developer, and which is not that difficult to learn. Trust me, it is not that difficult. Learning HTML, CSS is quite interesting. JavaScript is also not that difficult to learn, right? But you need patience in the learning period. You need certain amount of practice after learning, right? But digital marketing is all about using our. I mean, like we just bring out. It's easier actually. We just bring out those skills or art of selling, art of marketing, and we learn the platforms or tools to take it to the internet. Correct? You all understood now a website is a combination of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Correct?
Okay.
Anybody has questions?
Sir, then why do we need this kind of custom websites? Like, better, like the WordPress is as much as simple, we can optimize it.
Yes, yes, I'm coming there. I'm coming there. I just have told you how the ideal way of building websites and how websites got started. Later part, I'm
Okay,
showing it to you. Okay. So first, understand how websites are built. Later, we understand the easiest ways of building the website. I'll be compulsorily explaining all of that. I just want to make sure up to here it's clear, right, for
Yes,
all of you,
yes, yes.
right? So if you are interested in this, start practicing HTML on W3 schools.
Mm.
Okay. If you would like to build a career in front-end development, it's simple, right? You just have to understand, remember all of these things. See,
Sir, any other useful website like
W3 Schools is the best website. There is free code camp to learn programming languages. We haven't come to programming languages, I'll tell you, but W3 Schools is the best. Okay. So next thing now, look at this. If a website is built like this, let's assume this web page is built like this. It's a combination of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Now you want to make some changes here. You want to change the color to red here. Will you be able to do it if it is done by a front-end developer as a digital marketer or as a business owner or as a layman? Will you be able to do the changes here? Or you want to replace this text to something else? Will you be able to do that? You might have to edit this page. Do you understand how to do that?
no?
It's quite complex, right?
Yeah.
It's quite complex. So that's when there is a control system built to manage the content of your website. Content is not about the text. Content is you want to change this image. You want to change this image. You want to change this color. Correct? Or you want to delete this text or add few more points here. It can be any kind of change. Basically, you should be able to manage all the content by yourself without any dependency. Correct? You don't have to go to front-end developer. Let's assume you are a business owner, front-end developer has built a website and has handed it over to you. Now for every time, for every simple change, now empowerment, he must have written V instead of E. Now again you have to go to them, correct? So there is an option for that. A mechanism or a control can be built to manage the content of the website, and that's when the content management system came into the picture. Content management system, CMS in short. Content management system, CMS. CMS, content management system. Okay. So now, who built this system? This system is built by backend developers, and this is not built in HTML. The interface you see is built in HTML or CSS, but the functionalities you see here options. So when you publish any piece of content, so if you are providing all the details here, and if you are submitting create course, automatically a new course, let's say I am writing a title as new course here, new course by Canra Digital, and if I'm clicking on create course by submitting all the details, who can attend, key features, overview, stats, lot of things, automatically your new course, let's assume I'm launching a digital marketing course now, so automatically digital marketing course gets created in this design. I don't have to write HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Moreover, it's not just about the create, you can edit the content, you go to the course list, you pick one of the course here, and you can change it to anything that you want. See, Salesforce Marketing Cloud, SFMC, I can change this text. You see here, I can remove the training here, I can remove the training here, I can do whatever I want, and I can publish changes here, submit edits. So basically a content management system helps you to create a new web page on the website, or delete or manage content changes. Correct? And this content management system is built in one of the programming languages such as Java, .NET, PHP, Python, Ruby on Rails. It can be any programming language. Express.js, Node.js.
Oh, you can like CMS.
This functionalities or the features.
Okay.
So now when you click on submit edits, it has to see this automation. Basically, I call this an automation. And this complete system, if you see any such uh, backends, the website controls or the backends or ERPs, even the ERPs, they all will be built in one of the programming languages. One of the programming languages such as C, C++, Java, .NET, not all of them. If you know one of them, you can build a content management system for your website. And if you are building, see, ideally what happens is when you build a static web page, the content comes from the HTML page. The content resides within the HTML page. But when you build a dynamic page, all the information, whatever you put here, will be stored in the database. And the information will be brought from database to the front end here. This is not in the HTML. The information will be stored in the database, but don't worry about this. You don't have to scratch your head much about that at this moment. But you all understood, right? Using content management system, you can manage the content of your website, delete, create any new web pages, or whichever features are built, you can play with all those features and manage the content of your websites. Any questions here?
So, like this kind of changes we can do on our website internally, right? Like what you said.
Could you please repeat the question?
So, like content management, what you mentioned, it will be like while creating a domain and all those things. That time only we will get the access for this, right? It will be personalized account.
No, you will not get access to this.
Okay.
So, for example, we have spent almost a year or more than a year to build this.
Okay.
5 to 6 people have worked in developing this. The expenses, the cost involved in developing this is several lakhs,
Okay.
maybe 20 lakhs. See, why I'm explaining you is, you will get to know now why I'm explaining all this. See, the cost incurred in building this could be somewhere around 15-20 lakhs, and there is a process in building this web page also.
Okay.
See, one thing that we have to understand is why are we building these web pages? We want information to be displayed for the user. We want to sell the product or service, correct? Basically, we are trying to eliminate the human intervention. We are eliminating a salesperson. This web page has to sell the product or service now, correct?
Oh. Hmm.
Correct. So now this web pages, ideal way of building the web pages is usually the web pages. Let me take an example. Yeah, I'm explaining you the ideal way of building web pages. See, first thing
Okay.
is, so if you are planning for a website, what is that website going to be about? You
Right.
should have solid
Information.
information or thought process, how I'm going to sell, how I'm going to put it across, right? You cannot just go, it's not a readily available cold drink or a biryani or something like that. So you need to understand what is my website going to be about and what all information has to go on the web page. So it has to be exactly like the salesperson communication. That's when it can sell your product or service. So first thing you have to brainstorm and you have to come up with a content strategy or a selling strategy for your web page. So this will be the first step. You see this document?
Yeah.
We want to, so this is a platform for training companies. This is a software, we call it as a software, and the software is a content management system. A software can help you to book a cab, a software can help you to book a order a food, a software can help you to book a flight ticket, correct? Same way this particular software can help you to publish content to your website, and hence we call it as content management system, right? So now same way, the first stage in building the website will be coming up with all the information or selling strategy, right? Second stage, see, look at this, all this information. I have just written what all has to be displayed on the web page, right? Now this has to be converted to a beautiful web page. Who is going to do that? Now, if I give it to an HTML developer, let's assume all of you here are an HTML developers, all 4 or 5 of us here are HTML developers. Now, if I send this document to you and ask you to write a web page, everybody will come up with your own version of web page, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
It all would look different. Some web pages might look pretty and some will be very awkward, correct? And they won't be appealing also some many times. They don't really serve the purpose, right? So that's why what we do is we have an intermediate stage. We have a new person coming in here. They are UI UX designers. So we are going to give this information to the UI UX designer. A UI UX designer is a person who understands what kind of colors convey about your business, what kind of fonts have to be used, what kind of experience has to be given or built for the user. See, you must have seen some government websites. You will struggle, right? You will struggle to file an application, correct?
Yes.
You will struggle to book or order something on government websites, correct?
Yes.
In recent times, IRCTC has improved,
Yes.
but then still there are millions of government websites which are tedious to work on, correct?
Yes.
Have you all experienced it,
Yeah.
right? So now see, government websites. See, for you there is no other option to book your train ticket apart from IRCTC. In recent times there could have been multiple options, but let's assume it's only IRCTC or maybe other kinds of portals. It's only government portal, correct? Still you will struggle. Probably you would have taken 10 minutes. Now you will take 10 hours to just to order something from that website, just to file an application or for something, correct? Now, if that's the case with private companies, they have to close their business. They have to create a very good convenience as good as possible. Now you see a government bus, how it will be under private bus, correct?
Yeah.
So now private businesses have to create a very good ambience. They have to maintain the cleanness, comforts, right? So you take examples, anything that's told as government subsidy, government free, how they look and how the private experience where you will be spending a lot of money would look. Correct? So now there is a necessity of having a very good uh, interface for users. Not just the interface. See, now these UI UX designers understand all of that part. UI is user interface. User interface is something that's seeable by the eyes, such as font sizes, font colors, images, videos. All this is UI. And UX is user experience. User experience is a person thinks, okay, contact us has to be in the top, add to cart has to be to the right, chat has to be to the left, correct? And when he clicks on add to cart, it has to take them to the cart page. When they click into button, it has to close. See, this is all about the user experience. How is the experience for user? So a UI UX designer works on both the user interface and user experience, and he develops a mock-up even before the front-end developers start building the website.
What's the difference between UA and UX?
Both same. They take care of two things. UI is user interface, and UX is user experience. Okay. So now look at this. I have sent this document to him, and look at this how it's been converted by him. See, these people are not graphic designers. Graphic designers, if you give a small social media post content, they will give you a creative Happy New Year, correct? See, those people also work on user interface. They just work on user interface. Now, graphic designers doesn't understand what does a pink color indicate, what does a blue color indicate in business, what does a red color indicate in a business, what does a yellow color indicate in business. The UI UX designers will know this. The UI UX designers will also know the psychological behavior of the target audience, about people's mindsets, right? So now these people have developed a mock-up like this. We will see, look at the C, he has given two designs for this. Empowering training companies with the fully automated tech and marketing solution. This is one design, and this is another design. Right, same information, automation of content and marketing implementations, automation of content and marketing implementations. So this way they will give you multiple mock-ups or designs. It's something like you have a 16 to 40 size plot, right? Now architect would give you multiple house construction plans and designs and layouts, correct? Correct?
Yes.
So exactly the
Yeah.
same happens with UI UX designer. And this is another career option that has very good demand in the market. Okay. And now after this stage, a front-end developer comes into the picture and he develops the HTML, CSS and JavaScript. And now look at this. This is finally developed in the HTML format and it went live. Right? So they are working on the interactive components. This is still not working. If you look at this, this is user experience. User experience is bad. I'm clicking on this and this is not working. Right? But that's not the intention or objective of UI UX designer. UI UX designer has told to front-end developer, boss, make sure that this will work properly. The front-end developer also knows about it, but just that he has not got the time to work on it and he has not implemented any functionalities for this still. By now, there is no functionality implemented, correct? Did you all get it?
It's not backend developer.
Sir,
No,
I have a
Yes.
front-end
question.
developer only. Yeah. Yeah, Praveen. You have any questions around this?
Yes, sir. Do UI UX designers, those persons who uses the CSS and HTML to build these kind of the layouts and the templates?
No, no, no. UI UX designer will not know about, they don't have to necessarily know HTML, CSS and JavaScript. See, uh, something like this. See, UI UX designer's main responsibility is to develop a mock-up like this. This is their main responsibility. Correct? This is their main responsibility. See, for example, you are working in some organization, your main responsibility will to work on digital marketing, correct? Correct?
Yes, sir.
But what if you decide to work as a security guard as well over there in the night times? That's your choice, right? There is so for digital marketing role in the job description, they have never told that we expect you to serve as an office boy or as a security guard or maybe something else, correct? They told as a digital marketer you have to work on A, B, C, and that's the key responsibility for you. But as a person, you might work on anything, correct? The next level. Now here, UI UX designer thinks, okay, why can't I more valuable person? Correct? If you know only one skill, your value is X. If you know multiple skills, your value is X plus Y plus Z. Correct? Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would have taken some interesting, not interesting, funny examples also for this. So a girl rejects a boy just because he doesn't know cooking.
Mm.
If he knew cooking, you would have been eligible to marry her. Correct. So,
Right.
so more skills, better opportunities. Somebody who is
Yeah.
working abroad and earning more package. Somebody now forget about abroad everything. So now people might find him interesting if he's working with multiple companies and earning in six figures every month. Correct,
That's good.
right?
Yeah.
So when you learn more skills, you will become more valuable, right? Right. Yeah. So now, as a digital marketer, you don't have to learn UI UX designing. You don't have to learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript, which is called as frontend. You don't have to learn the backend programming language such as Java, .NET, Python, PHP, Ruby on Rails, C++. Correct? You don't have to learn any of these things also. For you, the first step and the most important step will be this one, because this is something nobody can do except the business owner himself and the digital marketer, and 99% of the times it's the digital marketer, right? So we are going to understand what is the importance of having a clean design. It's not about the design, or forget about the design, the selling elements. Correct? Is it not interesting? We could have just put a fully automated platform for training companies, right? Now, the moment you put 5x quicker progress, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Correct?
Correct.
So let's take another example. So you have to purchase an iPad and you have visited Chroma store or some electronic gadget. Salesperson one greets you, hello madam, good evening, and he just says, okay, so over there you can find the mobile phones. He just guides you to the section. That's the case one. So now you have no clue that which one should you be buying, and you have no proper clarity or information as well. Correct? Now, case two, take the case two. The salesperson two comes to you, asks you, madam, what is that you are looking for? He understands your requirements. He tells this will be the best product, and he also tries to influence, telling the facts that recently we have sold 20,000 pieces of this device. Is that not interesting? Is that not motivating you to purchase? Is that not influencing you to buy? Right?
Yes.
See, that is the selling element or the thing that you have to bring on the web pages as well. That is the first step in your success journey. As a digital marketer, if you have to see success with your campaigns, your web pages has to be the best salesperson,
Correct.
right? So
Yeah.
that's why the sales knowledge is super important. That doesn't mean you have to work in the sales role and come and join as a digital marketer. See, everybody has that sales knowledge. Just that we are not taking up the roles and haven't worked. See, I have never worked in the sales role, but probably I could be the best salesperson. I don't know. Correct? We will never know that, correct? So you just have to bring in that inherent skill or intelligence that's imbibed in you onto this web page or in your marketing campaigns wherever you are running the campaigns for whichever products or service, and it's going to be different from product to product, industry to industry. So if I am selling a digital marketing training, and let's assume everybody's pain point is placements or an earning opportunity, is it not interesting me telling that 100% placement assured? But I cannot lie. I have to be very careful, correct? So you have to leverage between all of these things. You have to figure out what is the unique selling proposition or USP for your business, and how can you present it properly and influence the user to purchase the product or service. Okay? Yeah. So now this is the amount of effort involved in building a website. If you go by this process, You need to have, see, this cannot be done by every digital marketer. They need certain experience. A fresher cannot do this. They can do it, but it might still need a review of the senior. Or let's assume this is done by few years experience and professional. Now think of the salaries, CTC of this experienced digital marketer. Now next stage is a UI UX designer. UI UX designers are also well paid. That is an additional expense. Two people involved in these two stages or multiple people. And third stage is HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Here one or two resources are involved. Correct? So what if you don't have that kind of budget to invest everywhere? So your dream of building a website will remain as a dream, right? You cannot learn all of these things. You cannot master all of these things quickly, and you cannot build your own website. Correct? As a business owner, if this is the process or this is the case, you will never build a website. Correct? You will never own a website. Correct? Do you all agree with me?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
It will be
Yeah.
difficult.
It's quite difficult. You cannot learn UI UX. See, as a business owner, you might probably you must have sold your product and service. You at least will be able to tell what is your product about. But you don't know from digital marketing perspective what makes it interesting, what makes it engaging. Still, you might fail in this stage. Or let's assume you have successfully done this stage. But these three stages, one, two, and building the backend for your website. Or if you are just learning this one at this stage is enough. You don't need a backend compulsorily. If you can edit HTML, that's fine. Correct? Correct. So now, so many kind-hearted people came forward and have built a solution for people like us who cannot build a website on their own. Okay, so now they have built a ready-made. It's a community basically. Anybody can contribute over there. Okay, so these group of people have built a beautiful content management system, which will help you to build your website quickly in few steps. Or it's not about building in few steps. It gives you full control, and you can quickly and you can easily build a website. Okay, so they have built a content management system, something like this, in PHP, which will allow you to create any kind of design, use any kind of fonts, create any kind of pages on the website, or implement any kind of functionality as well. They just built a wireframe or structure. It's something like you must have seen, right? Developers will build larger constructions, just the skeleton, inner walls, painting, interior. You will have to do it, correct? Sometimes, correct?
Yes.
So more or less you try to relate it that way, right? So we are going to learn about it. What is that platform? And that's completely free. The platform is that content management system. We call it as open source content management system. Anything that's contributed by a community, a group of people, and made accessible for everybody is called as open source software or open source application. Okay, so that is open source content management system, which is called as WordPress. Okay, so I'll show you how a WordPress will look like. It's basically you are just bringing everything that's readily available, and on top of it, you are building your website. See, this is how a WordPress backend looks like. We are going to explore and understand how from scratch we will be launching a new domain. Okay, so we are going to learn how to build a website using WordPress content management system. Anybody, trust me, all of you here will be able to build a beautiful website. And this website is built by students of previous batch. This is an e-commerce website which has payment gateways as well. This is built by, this is not that appealing, but they just started, right? Mhm. This website is also built on WordPress in just 30 minutes. Not this one, sorry. Yeah. This website was built in just 30 minutes. Right? See, if you could learn this skill, see, people charge anywhere between 10, 15,000 to 50,000, 1 lakh, 2 lakhs also to build a website on WordPress. See, for business owner, they need a website. They don't care how you build.
Yes.
Correct?
Correct.
See, all they need is biryani rice. They don't care whether you have grown that in black soil or red soil. Correct?
Mm.
Correct?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So you will be also able to build websites like this.
Any other person is there?
Huh?
Just check any other person is there.
Why?
Why so many is there?
Everybody are there. Okay. And another website, I'll show you. They all look different. This was also built in just 10-15 minutes. Yeah. Okay. So now, yeah, I would like to add some valuable information around this. Okay. So if you could learn this, if you can master, it's not about master. It's very easy to develop websites. You can start a freelance career. For example, see, I when I started my career, I did not knew how websites are built. I struggled nearly for 3-4 years before I built my first WordPress website. I did not know websites could be built so easily. It was a rocket science for me. I, in fact, have spent several lakhs more than what I was earning a month to build a website. I had a concept called Simply Rent, the SimplyRent.in. I used to own a website called SimplyRent.in, through which I was renting out anything that's needed for people: washing machines, refrigerators, TVs, anything that you want. So for that, I was needing a website, a e-commerce platform. I did not knew how to build. I struggled for several years, and finally I spent several thousand lakhs, and finally that was a failure. And I just removed everything, deleted everything. And after knowing, it's quite easy. And I'll share you other experience. So my monthly package was in lakhs. My monthly salary was in lakhs, and I was also consulting. And I never had any necessity of building a WordPress website. So just because I have a network. Someone asked me, Manjunath, can you build a website for me? I told I can build and I'll charge you 5,000 SGD.
8,000?
SGD, Singapore dollars.
Mm.
They told yes, do it. How much is 5,000 SGD? One SGD is 50 rupees. 5 5 are 25. That's 2.5 lakhs. So I spent 10 days in building that website. It took 10 days because I was needing clients' feedback on that. I was needing client approvals on certain things. That's why I took 10-15 days or maybe slightly higher than that also. And how much has it given, the revenue that it has given to me? See, I never wanted to earn that way. I mean, like, learn website building. I had a very good career. I was heading the marketing team at a company. I was consulting. People pay me just for on hourly basis. I used to consult 20-30 hours a month, and I used to charge 1 lakh rupee. Okay. So now there is one more such opportunity for me, multiple such opportunities. Again, somebody from Qatar approached me, Manju, so I want a website. Okay, so I asked him 5,000 riyals. That was around 1 lakh Qatari riyals from Qatar. So now people see, for me that was accidental and that gave me a revenue or some income. For many people, that's a career, and people build the profile on portals like Freelance, Elance, Upwork, or if you know the skill, you can probably pitch to anybody around you. I can build a website for you in 10,000 rupees, 20,000 rupees, 50,000 rupees, and it doesn't take much time, So people who are willing to invest only 10,000 rupees or only 20,000 rupees, they don't expect anything much. And see, for this client, this website could have been the best experience for him because what he's paying is negligible, negligible. Okay, so you can make a career around this. I know a lot of people who spare their time on building websites. They call themselves as WordPress developers. See, it's not just about we are going to learn how to build, and that's when you will get to know the kind of how easy it is and what is going to be complex in this and what kind of struggles you would see here in this journey, right? See, any skill that you are going to learn from here on is going to be a new source of income for you. If you are mastering it and if you could designate yourself with it, you can get those jobs and you can earn from anywhere. I know one person who is sitting in the remote place and he earns 2.5 to 3 lakhs every month just by building websites like this. He has hired one person to go and approach the business owners. They will go to small business owner shops. Everybody, they'll tell, I'll build a website for you. Those people will not expect a website like this, what we have built, for which we could have invested 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs. Those business owners don't have to invest that much. They pitch them, we will build it in 5,000, we'll build it in 10,000, we'll build it in 20,000. If they put 20 such websites, each website 10,000 rupees, what is the revenue? 2 lakhs. And these 20 websites can be built in 1 week of time or maybe 1 day of time also. Websites like this. Yeah. So I hope you all understood today's topic and I believe it's interesting as well.
Yes, yes, absolutely, yes.
Yeah. So you all have to pay attention the same way on the go and have to focus on all the topics, not just a particular type of topic, one single channel. So from next class, we will start building WordPress websites. And I want all of you to be
Sorry?
creating, from next class, we will start building the WordPress website.
Okay.
Okay. So after those 2 3 classes, I want you all to be. I'm not forcing you. I'm suggesting you. Just try it out. You will never know that eventually could be the best revenue making career. So try to build a profile on platforms like Elance, Freelance, or maybe Upwork.
Sure.
Okay, but then you may not get any kind of projects from there when your portfolio says zero projects are done,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So maybe sometimes you putting your status that I can build a website for you. If you are looking for any websites, approach me.
Yeah.
You will never know. Maybe there could be many business owners in your network, many small businesses. They might ask you how much it costs,
Correct.
correct? And you just do it in 2 3 days and take 10,000 rupees. Even a single rupee coming just like that to your account is useful, right? You
Yeah,
enjoy
yeah.
it.
That's right. That's right.
Even if a bank deducts 1 paisa every day for 30 days, 30 paisa, you will question the bank,
Correct.
correct?
Yeah.
So it's not about money. You will enjoy it. You will feel confident. You will feel you are successful in your career. When you start see earning is the only thing that builds everybody from multiple perspectives. It's not just about see. Otherwise, we feel like lost. It's not even about possessing too many years of experience or too many skill sets. It's not even about that. So try to invest your energy in new skills. It's not complex also. It's quite easy. From tomorrow's class, we will start learning it. Yeah.
Sir, sir, for example, if we want to, as you said,
Yeah.
if, we should have a vision to create the website. So
Yeah.
without the vision, we cannot create a business like the things and all, right? So which niche we need to take up as a starting.
So you mean you're telling that you have to work on something like this as well, correct?
No, sir, because without any the vision, it is very difficult, and we do not get the
No, 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 no.
ideas
See,
what to start.
you are telling that you need to have a vision to build a website, correct?
Yes, sir, exactly.
Vision is not needed to build a website. Vision is needed to run the business. To build a website, you just need domain name, hosting, and you just need what communication has to be made on the web page. That's all. You don't need vision to build a website. So looks like you are framing it wrongly. You still have some valid question, I guess, but you are trying to put it in a different way. So do one thing. So you think around it. Okay. So maybe you can
Okay,
ping
sir.
me on the WhatsApp also, or leave a voice chat also. That's perfectly fine in your own mother tongue. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So I guess you speak Kannada, right? You speak Kannada, not guess. You speak Kannada, I know.
Yes,
So
yes.
feel comfortable and you can leave a voice message in the group. I'll answer to that in the WhatsApp group.
Okay, sir.
Okay. But don't leave it in Tamil. I don't. I understand only to an extent Tamil. Hindi you can. Telugu, English, Kannada. Tamil also I understand here and
No,
there.
no, no, comfortable.
Uh, no, I'm just letting you know. Yeah. Everybody. It's not about you. Okay, guys. Fine then. Yeah. If no one
Okay,
has
sir.
questions, we will wind it up for today.
Sure.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah. See you then, all of you. Bye.
Okay. Bye, everyone. Good
Bye.
night.